Channel 9 makes shocking announcements that left everyone stunned. Morning, everyone, and welcome back to Unpopular Aussie Opinions. I am your host, and today we are diving headfirst into what could be the biggest shake-up in Australian Rugby League since the Super League war. You heard the title right. Channel 9 is on the verge of ditching the NRL in a shock move that could spell catastrophe for the sport we all love. If you are a die-hard footy fan like me, this news hits like a blindside tackle from Jared Waerea-Hargreaves. Strap in, because I'm about to unpack why this is happening, what it means for the game, and why, in my unpopular opinion, it might just be the wake-up call rugby league needs. Let us get into it. First off, let us set the scene. For those who might not be as obsessed with the NRL as I am, Channel 9 has been the free-to-air broadcaster for rugby league since the early 1990s. They have brought us iconic moments. Think Darren Lockyer's golden point field goal in Origin, or Billy Slater's chip and chase magic in the grand final. 9 has been the home of Thursday night footy, Friday night blockbusters, and those nail-biting Sunday arvo clashes. But now, whispers are turning into roars that 9 is ready to walk away from the table when the current broadcast deal expires in 2027. And folks, this is not just idle gossip. It is backed by some serious tensions boiling over in the boardrooms. Let me break down the latest developments. Just a few weeks ago, on October 1st, 2025, NRL boss Peter V'landys fired a warning shot across the bows of Channel 9 and Foxtel. He straight up said that if these two broadcasters try to team up and lowball the league on the next rights deal, the NRL will shop the rights elsewhere. V'landys is not one to mince words. He is the bloke who steered the ship through the COVID storm and expanded the game to Vegas. He told the Daily Mail that the league is in its strongest financial position ever, with record crowds and viewership in 2025. Average total TV audiences per match jumped 11.5% this season, according to the Ministry of Sport. So why would 9 even think about ditching? Well, it comes down to money, egos, and a bit of crosscode rivalry. You see, Channel 9 has been at war with the NRL over some petty stuff lately. Take the Today Show fiasco back in September. The NRL was fuming because 9's morning program went all in promoting the AFL Grand Final, barely giving a nod to the Rugby League playoffs happening at the same time. It was like they were thumbing their nose at the code that pays a chunk of their bills. And let us not forget, 9 is owned by 9 Entertainment, whose CEO, Mike Sneesby, just ruled out using proceeds from selling their stake in Domain to chase the NRL rights. That is from the Australian Financial Review on October 11th. They sold a massive stake, but apparently, footy is not worth the investment. Instead, they are eyeing other ventures, maybe even bulking up their Stan streaming service with more international content. It smells like 9 is prioritizing profits over passion, and rugby league is getting the short end of the stick. Now, in my unpopular opinion, this potential ditching is not just 9's fault. The NRL has to own some of this mess. Peter V'landys has been playing hardball, boasting about a record rights deal by mid-2025, but negotiations have not even kicked off properly. According to Umbrella, despite all the tough talk, the talks are stalled. And why? Because the NRL wants more cash. They are aiming for something north of the current $1.7 billion deal with 9 and Foxtel combined. But in a post-COVID economy, with streaming wars heating up, broadcasters are tightening their belts. 9 is facing competition from Paramount+, Amazon Prime, and even DAZN, who just snapped up Fox Sports owners. If 9 walks, who steps in? That is the million-dollar question, or should I say, the multi-billion-dollar question. Let us talk catastrophe. If Channel 9 ditches the NRL, free-to-air coverage takes a massive hit. Right now, 9 broadcasts 3 games a week for free, plus the finals and State of Origin. That is huge for accessibility. Think about the kids in regional towns, the families who cannot afford Foxtel or KO. Without 9, rugby league risks becoming a paywall sport, locked behind subscriptions. We have seen it happen in other codes. Look at the AFL's deal with 7 and Foxtel, but they have managed to keep a balance. For NRL, losing 9 could mean fewer eyeballs, less sponsorship, and a dip in grassroots participation. Remember, visibility breeds heroes. Without primetime exposure, how do we create the next Cameron Smith or Latrell Mitchell? And it is not just about the fans. Players, clubs, and the league itself could suffer. Broadcast revenue makes up over 50% of the NRL's income. A weaker deal means less money for player salaries, development programs, and expansion teams like the Perth Bears or the Papua New Guinea side. We are talking about a potential broadcasting catastrophe that could stunt the growth of the game for years. In 2025, the NRL capped expansion talks, with broadcast rights being the puzzle piece dominating discussions, as per The Guardian back in March. If Nine pulls the pin, that puzzle falls apart. But here is where my unpopular opinion really kicks in. Maybe this ditching is exactly what rugby league needs. Hear me out. Channel 9 has been complacent for too long. Their coverage? It is solid, but let us be honest, it is riddled with ads, biased commentary, and a focus on Sydney clubs at the expense of others. Remember when they dumped Ray Hadley back in 2020, or parted ways with Sam Newman? It shows they are willing to shake things up, but for NRL, it has felt like a one-sided relationship. If Nine walks, it opens the door for fresh blood. Imagine Amazon Prime stepping in with global reach, or Paramount Plus bundling NRL with NFL for cross-promotion. Even Stan, Nine's own streaming arm, could pivot, but without the free-to-air baggage. Look at the X posts buzzing about this, or Twitter, if you are old school like me. One user on X, Central NRL, tweeted in June that Nine is actually preparing a multi-billion-dollar bid to take all 9 games per round, 3 on free-to-air, 6 on Stan pay-per-view. That sounds ambitious, but given the recent warnings, it might be a bluff. Another post from Mooglet one way back called Nine cancelled for sinking to the bottom with other networks. The sentiment is there. Fans are fed up with mediocre broadcasting. And in a recent thread, users are raging about poor commentary and abrupt cuts to news during games. If Nine ditches, it forces the NRL to innovate, perhaps with more digital-first approaches like live streams on YouTube or TikTok integrations for younger fans. Let us not forget the crosscode angle. Nine has been cozy with the AFL lately, promoting their grand final over NRL finals. It is no secret that AFL is pushing hard in traditional league heartlands like New South Wales and Queensland. If Nine shifts focus, it could accelerate that rivalry, but I reckon league is tougher. We have got the passion, the physicality, and the international appeal with Pacific nations. Papua New Guinea joining in 2028? That is gold for broadcasters looking for growth markets. Now, alternatives. If Nine ditches, who picks up the slack? Foxtel and KO are locked in until 2027, but their new owners, DAZN, are global players hungry for content. They could go all in. Then there is 7 Network. They have got cricket and AFL, but rugby league could fit their portfolio. Or what about 10? They have dabbled in sports before. Internationally, Amazon has shown interest in Aussie rules. Why not league? And do not rule out a hybrid model where the NRL launches its own streaming service, like MLB.tv. It would give fans ad-free, on-demand access, but it requires big upfront investment. In my view, the real catastrophe is not Nine ditching. It is the NRL failing to adapt. V'landys needs to stop the threats and start building alliances. Lock in a deal that secures free-to-air for the masses while monetizing premium content. Fans deserve better than being pawns in this corporate chess game. Wrapping this up, folks, Channel 9 ditching the NRL is a shock move that could reshape rugby league forever. It is a potential catastrophe for accessibility and revenue, but in my unpopular opinion, it might force the innovation the game needs to thrive in the streaming era. What do you think? Is Nine's potential exit a disaster, or a blessing in disguise? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one. If you agree or disagree, hit that like button, subscribe for more hot takes on Aussie sports, and ring the bell so you never miss an upload. Share this with your footy mates, and let us keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching Unpopular Aussie Opinions. Stay opinionated, Australia. See you next time.